Hello and welcome to the sideboard here at the Charlotte Open Series. I'm Glenn Jones here with Chris VanMeter.
Hello.
Chris, you won last weekend Standard Open,
Yep.
giving you a little weekend success, and now you're playing in the Sealed here in Charlotte.
Yes.
And you've got a pretty interesting little deck here. You went Jund with it.
Yes.
I think it's pretty popular to go with one of the shards so far, at least from what I've seen at the tables. A lot of three-color decks, very few two-color decks, and you're spread reasonably thick across all three of your colors. So let's talk about how you arrived at Jund. Where did you start with when you first opened the pack, started sorting the cards? Where did you think you'd be?
Well, I first started with black-red because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 removal spells.
It's pretty good.
So I definitely was playing black and red. So that's where I started. And then I started looking through like just what the good cards are. So when I first got all my cards, I didn't go through and like separate them out by color or guild.
Sure.
Like I went through and just took out all of the cards that are good and playable. And then from there I started to build my deck to see exactly what I had. So the black and the red were extremely powerful with the cards that I had. Unfortunately, I had to find a way to kill my opponent. So I have a Raw Zarek that's in my sideboard.
Yeah, we've got him right here.
And I also have a Scion of Vitugazi that's in my sideboard.
Also an effective opponent-killing tool.
So both of those are good ways to kill your opponent, but those are like really the only cards that I had that I felt would be good. Like initially I started out with Grixis, but I have like a Windrake and like a Maze Glider and a Spirius Skywatch, and like that's just it. And in white, like I have the Scion of Vitugazi and the 3/1 for Strike Rock guy. And that was it. So like I just had no way to kill my opponent, even though I have these really sweet cards that I really wanted to play.
So you turn to the trusty green creatures.
Yes, so I played some dudes. I have Disciple of the Old Ways, Burning Tree Emissary, although you can play them if you're just red as well. Ceratop, Moss Dog, Rampage. I have two of the really good Blood Rush guys. They play well with Morg Burst.
Yeah, Blood Rush and Morg Burst is a nice combination. I've been doing a little Morg Bursting myself. Very, very big fan of the card. And obviously, the better your Morg Bursts are, the more functional the spell is as a removal. Like in a green deck, Morg Burst is much better than in like a Grixis deck where you can return mostly 2 and 3 power creatures. You're not getting a lot of value.
Absolutely, and it's also the type of card that lets you, especially like once your opponent knows that you have it, you can just like send your 2/2/2s into a 4/4, and they'll be like, well, do I block here and just let you draw a card and kill it, or like it just lets you make some sweet attacks.
So you did keep to Jund 3 colors as we discussed, but you've got double Guildgate Promenade and a Verdant Haven to kind of fix your mana. So you actually have the option to splash. You could just use those 2 sources, add like just the Ralzeric, or maybe go a little deeper. You could even play one of your other colors perhaps. So what pulled you away from that?
Consistency. Like Ralzeric is a very good card, but I feel like I'm pretty like even across the board as far as my colors. So you can see here I have 5, 5, and 4 on my basics, which is completely miserable. And it works because I have 2 Guildgates, a Promenade, and a Verdant Haven. So like it works for my 3-color deck, but it's just not enough for a 4-color deck. Like if I had like 1 or 2 of the blue and then on-color Guildgates, I'd probably be playing the Ralzeric, but I would just much rather be able to cast my spells.
Okay. As far as your sideboarding goes, have you brought in any cards that have specifically pulled their weight or done a little more work? Maybe you wish you'd main decked them in hindsight. I see we have like Explosive Impact sitting here on the sideboard. That was a pretty good card back in RTR. Obviously the format is a little different now. But
Yeah, format's a little different. I have brought in Impact. I've also brought in Cobble Brute. Basically every round for Bomber Core, he's just terrible, just does absolutely nothing. It's just like a 1/2 for 2. Like I don't have any 1-drops, so like I'm just never gonna live the dream of Battalion.
Sure.
So like Bomber Core definitely shouldn't have been in the deck. It should have just been a Cobble Brute. I brought in Impact. Like I feel like when Snapjaw is really bad, I can just bring in Impact. Like Snapjaw's there just as like I have 11 removal spells, right? So if I just get a creature in play and then kill everything they play, and I can just kill them with my guys. And Snapjaw does that better than any other creature in my deck.
He's very big.
And he's also very good to regrow with Morg Burst.
Also true.
But like in matchups where that's not going to be happening, I'd rather just have 6 mana fighting him.
Sure, that makes a lot of sense. And obviously, you have a lot of more efficient removal than the Explosive Impact, which I think is a little better and stronger just straight to the face aggressive decks where you're going to be Lava-Axing a lot.
Definitely.
I think you want to be Lava-Axing, like probably a quarter to half the time with Explosive Impact to make it really worthwhile. Yeah.
At least.
All right.
One unique card I do have on my sideboard is Wear and Tear. So I have 2 green-white Guildgates and a black-white Guildgate that will allow me to play the off half of Wear and Tear that I don't have available in the main deck, like readily available, which makes it super awesome when you get to just hold breach them. But a lot of times, just hitting a Clue Stone to set your opponent back is great. Like this last round, I just played Gutter Skulk into Emissary using the mana to kill his Clue Stone, and he just couldn't cast any of the spells in his hand.
That's a reasonably effective strategy. I think Stone Raining is, maybe not as awesome as we might like it to be, but you can certainly get a lot of people. It's not like Bounce Lands back in the day. But, I'm just saying, don't be afraid to survey a little wreckage. I'm going to slide this one into the rest of your sideboard, just for case you feel the need later on. Yeah.
Just in case.
All right, Chris, so how have you started off in the tournament so far?
I'm 2-1 now.
2-1?
I won round 1 and 3. In game 3 of round 2, I put myself on the draw against a similar style deck, so I just want to have the extra card.
Attrition?
Yes, and we get to a point where, I think I missequenced my spells anyways, so I could have been more ahead. But we get to a point where we both have like 4/4s, and I mind rot his hand away. And he has like 5 mana, I have 6 mana. I can cast every spell in my deck. Like still have more burst, still have punish, because like most of my rules, but like my deck is just full of awesome spells. Okay. And I draw 3 lands in a row, and he draws Blind Obedience, Kingpin's Pet, and some good creatures. So
that'll do it. That'll do it.
He pulled ahead and got me.
Yep. Well, sealed. Yeah, format where just about anything can happen. At least anything within these 3 sets, and mostly commons and uncommons involved. All right, Chris. Well, the next round will be happening soon enough. Thanks for dropping by and sharing your wisdom regarding your seal pool. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good luck.